It's still early in the morning, and I've hiked up to the top of a ridge above our home, and I just came up this trail down here. I'll show you all the way up from a street near our home, and I'm up at this intersection where actually right here you can see a sign, and that little sign says Chinese Diggings. That's a place where the Chinese people would come in after the original gold rush folks and dig and find more gold. And it's a fork in the trail. You can just see it right here. It's pretty simple. I'm standing at that fork of the road, and I've often wondered over the years how to make decisions when you come to a fork in the road. It's a big deal in life. I was meeting yesterday with a young entrepreneur who's got a business outside of the country. He's developing it. And we talked about how you make decisions when you're in a fork of the road. And I told him something Jen and I have done for years. It's never failed us. I said we always put our options before us. And when we come to a fork in the road, we take the direction that has the most peace. Not always the most circumstantial peace, but the one that has the peace of God in the middle of our heart. And then we start walking that way. Years later, a wise man named Jerry Cook, who used to pastor the church called East Hill in Gresham, Oregon, I asked him one time, how did you make decisions when you had all your staff and you were trying to find vision for the church? The same principle would apply in a church, in a business, in a personal life. He said, we'd make the best shot at it. We'd take our best step forward. We'd get down the road. Sometime we'd find out that we made a mistake. I said, well, then what'd you do? He says, well, as long as our heart was right, God picked us up off the wrong path and put us on the right one. I said, well, then what do you do then? Do you have to go back to zero? He says, no, God's heart is to just let you pick up where you're at and go for it. And those two things have really helped me a lot when I make decisions when I'm at a place like a crossroad like this, where a sign says there's a shift here, which way you're going to go. One of two ways. Either I made a decision based on peace, or I made a decision based on the heart of God. Neither one will fail you. God loves you so much that if you get down the road a little bit and you've made a mistake, He's good enough, loving enough to pick you up off the wrong one and put you on the right road. That's just His nature. You're His kid. You're not a stranger to Him. He loves you. Today, make decisions based on peace and the heart of God. You'll never go wrong with either decision. Take care.